Hello! We are making a very special board today, and it is special because one of you lovely people is going to get it. So, what board do you want? Do you want like a sunset board? Do you want like a sunrise board? You want a charcuterie board? Sorry, you can't have walnut boards because we're like basically out. I need those, sorry. Love you lots, but we're almost out. Let's see. Our most popular is probably the sunrise boards, so we'll do one of those. Ta-da! I hope you like it. You all have been so patient with us as we have been posting some pretty crazy videos about us growing our furniture business and flying through hurricanes, and we are just so thankful for you guys, and we want to send one lucky person their very own board. Now, you're probably watching this video with a mouthful of pie. Congratulations! What kind of pie is it? Is it pumpkin or pecan? Let me know down in the comments. And if you said pumpkin pie, you're wrong. But as crazy as this season has been for us, there are really two themes that we've been pushing: joy and faithfulness. And we've seen some comments, and a lot of you have picked up on that. So since it's Thanksgiving, you want a turkey on the board, right? Let's put a turkey on your board. Look at that. Look how cute that little guy is. Pilgrim turkey giving you a thumbs up. I like it. He can stay. You might also want a little picture of Brucey on the board, because who doesn't want a little cute little Doberman on their board? Look at that. Looks just like Brucey's. Let's throw our names on it too, so you know who it's from. Boom. There we are. Would you look at that? From Jennie and Davis and Brucey. Happy Thanksgiving. So now that we got the back all figured out, we got to figure out what we want to put on the front of this board.
I mean, that's not the beautiful front of the board?
No, I'm not going to put this on the front of somebody's board. They don't want that on the front. This is like, the back is where the memories go, and the front is where like a really nice message goes. So I'm guessing you don't want this as the text on your board. Let's put something else on it. Something Thanksgiving related, like No. Who? Perfect. I like it. Always be grateful.
There was a time where we didn't have joy and faithfulness. We had bitterness and a lack of hope. Just a few short years ago, despite having everything we thought we ever wanted, we were pretty unhappy. And we're so grateful for you because you guys, this channel, helped pull us out of that. You guys helped us in a big way, and you didn't even know it, but thank you. So while that's engraving, let me tell you just a quick story about little Davis. I grew up watching my parents run a small business. We were in a small town. My dad was buried in student debt before it was cool, and the business almost failed a couple of times. But I didn't know. I was just a kid, and my parents did a good job of shielding my sister and I from that. And so I grew up just like every other kid in East Texas, except for one thing. I was drooling over every airplane I saw fly overhead. I would just stop and stare. I was obsessed with airplanes. If you haven't noticed, that's kind of my thing.
Baby Jennie grew up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, eating cheese, doing ballet, gymnastics, and taking advanced physics classes.
Nerd alert!
So graceful.
Thank you. I was captain of the cheer team, but I found more enjoyment watching Discovery Channel specials about black holes and new planets that were being discovered.
So after high school, I got a scholarship from the Air Force to go to college for meteorology, weather, and I was dead set on becoming an Air Force pilot.
I also got a scholarship from the Air Force for physics. I planned to be a mad scientist. Mwahahaha. But along the way, I decided that I didn't want to spend my life in the corner of a dark laboratory. See, I have this compulsive need to help people, and I was not gonna get that by spending hours and hours and hours in the back of a dark lab. I took a weather class and I was absolutely fascinated, and I decided I wanted to directly help people by predicting the future using my love of physics and math. And by graduation, I had secured a weather officer slot in the Air Force, and I was so excited.
But right before my graduation, the Air Force randomly reassigned me to a career as a nuclear weapons officer. Not pilot training, not even as a weather officer, which they had paid for a degree for me to get. You fill out a thing that says what 8 jobs you'd like to do in the Air Force, and what they gave me was not any of those. I was doomed to spend 4 years underground in a bunker waiting for the world to end in nuclear war. About the furthest thing imaginable from flying free in the sky with the birds. I was shocked. I was confused. I was definitely angry.
I didn't understand why they had paid for Davis to get a degree in weather, and then at the very last minute gave him a job that was completely different from that.
I did everything right. I had the good grades. I was highly ranked among my peers. I had worked my tail off. I should have had my pick of the litter of whatever job I wanted. Before I even had time to finish processing what had happened, I was off to training. I spent a year in California training for this job, and that's where I met my buddy Will from a couple videos ago. We ended up doing some crazy things in Los Angeles that I never thought were possible. We filmed music videos, we drove supercars, we filmed fashion shows, we shot models. We hung out once a week at Justin Bieber's recording studio, just casually. I got to meet Eric Thompson. It just seemed like I could do anything or meet anyone that I wanted to. And every time we met somebody, they were trying to either raise money for a charity or they were collaborating with their friends to help alleviate some kind of pain in the world. And that was so cool to see. But it was a fantasy that I would never get to enjoy because just a few months later, Jenny and I were married. We were in North Dakota. We had bought a house. I was sitting underground on a 36-hour shift with nothing but a book to keep me company. I was doing a boring job that I started to resent more and more every single day.
We were full of anger. My weather job was more about managing paperwork than using science to help people. We had a house, a dog, nice cars, things that a lot of people would absolutely love to have. But despite all that, we were still angry and upset with our lives. We were spoiled and entitled, and we couldn't see it. We were choosing to be unhappy with our situation and had very little faith in what we were doing. See, faithfulness is knowing that your experiences today will be more useful tomorrow. And joy is an overflow of the gratefulness inside of you. And we didn't have either of those.
I knew that we were there in this season of life for a reason. I was just too angry at my situation to be able to see why. I just felt like my time was being wasted. So I started woodworking to fill that void. I built furniture to fill our house. Then I started this YouTube channel as another distraction. Our friends wanted to hire Jenny and I to build furniture for their home. And pretty soon, a business had fallen into our laps. But guys, I was terrified of making money. I wasn't an entrepreneur. When I sold popcorn in Boy Scouts as a kid, I would cry on my neighbor's doorstep because I was so afraid of asking for money. Running a business was about the scariest thing imaginable to me.
And since Davis could only bring books downstairs when he went to work, he went to the local library and checked out every book he could about sales.
But then my mindset started shifting. I started to feel confident, like I could do it, like I could build a business.
And that's where you guys came in. We were sharing what we were learning in business, and the lessons we learned were helping you guys too. You guys proved to us that anybody can do it.
I started to get really grateful for my time spent underground because that meant I could read and grow and sharpen my mind. I was happy that I could learn to improve in an area like sales where I thought I was just doomed from the start. And then one night, all these connections started hitting me at once. I remembered my dad struggling to build a business when I was younger. And despite the enormous amount of risk he took, it worked. It paid off. I remember the lifestyle of the people that we met in LA. Every single one of them were business owners. This whimsical world of collaboration and raising money to help people was what the business owners were doing. I thought of Otto Lilienthal, the Wright brothers, Howard Hughes, all of these guys, these aviation heroes of mine when I was a kid. They were all business people. They were all entrepreneurs. That's how they funded their projects. It suddenly came crashing down on us that God was preparing us to be entrepreneurs the whole time.
I realized that being a business owner was the perfect balance of creativity and being able to help people. If we can be the kind of people to take ideas and implement them and bring them into reality, our opportunities are endless.
But I was still scared. We had a big choice to make. Pursue life as entrepreneurs or stay with the Air Force and have an honorable but safe career. And then I came across this story. And if it makes you too uncomfortable to Google that, I understand. I felt like the third guy in the story. I didn't want to risk anything. Things did not end well for the third guy. Always playing it safe is not a great idea. If we ignored this tug to be entrepreneurs, we could have had a pretty easy life as military officers. There's certainly nothing wrong with that. We just felt like God was asking us, is that the most you can do with what I gave you?
So while we were wrestling with all that, I got an email that I wasn't supposed to get, advertising for our dream jobs. Flying through hurricanes with the hurricane hunters. They were asking for meteorologists to fly on the plane and collect data inside the most destructive storms on the planet. This job would combine our weather degrees, our love of airplanes, our desire to help people, and it was part-time. If we got these jobs, which was a long shot, we could commit full-time to our business and still be connected to a steady stream of income. Security and risk all in one package. If you believe in coincidences, we both got interviews despite not being fully qualified, and we both got the jobs even though neither one of us thought that we were gonna get it. So we packed up our whole house, said goodbye to the frozen tundra, and moved all the way down to Houston to start Samara Table Company. And 1,000 cutting boards later, yada yada yada, now we're here.
Maybe with a little more joy and faithfulness, we could have been able to appreciate even more of our time in North Dakota. In fact, I know we missed a few good life lessons up there because we were so bitter and angry. But this time we're doing things a little differently. Running a business is hard, but it's gonna kill us if we don't do it with joy and faithfulness. We don't know exactly what the future holds for us, but we do know that we're going to wake up every morning with gratitude in our hearts and a faithful eye towards the future.
So to win this board, all you have to do is share any video on our channel and then send us an Instagram or TikTok DM telling us who you shared it with and what video it was.
That's it. That's all you got to do. And we'll pick a winner next Thursday, so the week after Thanksgiving.
And let you know who it was.
Oh, and we accidentally made a second board. So there's going to be 2 winners.
Yay, more winners!
So eat up a slice of pumpkin pie in Jenny's honor.
No!